What's up, guys? Hope you're having an awesome day. We're going to be working on the Toyota again. Next up on this thing is going to be doing the seats in it. We need to remove the bench seat and install a set of bucket seats because this seat is not going to work with the shifter. The seats that I picked up for it are a set of Grand Cherokee seats from a 2000 Jeep Grand Cherokee. I've used these in the past for stuff and they are super comfortable, so that's why I went with these. They're in pretty good shape. They still have the power seat brackets. I'm not sure if we're going to use those or go with some manual sliders. I'd like to go with some manual sliders, but we might be using those. But anyways, they're in decent shape. There's a small burn spot there. The foam's sticking out a little bit here. Just need a good healthy cleaning and they should be good to go for what we're needing. First up on the list is going to be getting this bench seat removed and then set the new bucket seats in here and kind of see how the brackets are going to line up and what we're going to need to do for those. Alright, so as you can see, we're working on the bucket seat right here. You can see this tab is a piece that got broke when they crashed the vehicle, so we're going to have to weld that up. That is for the tilting and tipping. And then for the wiring, I just found the positive and negative here, hooked that up to a battery, and that works like such, so you can see that bracket moving. We're going to have to get that welded. But these are the switches that tilt it and then do the front to back. So I think we're still going to use this. We'll see how it fits. We're going to get that tacked up and toss it in there. Now we have a proper working seat. I just got to finish weld it there, but alright, so we got the seat sitting in here. As you can see, it sits pretty tall with the brackets. So what I think I'm going to do to try to lower this more is chop these down. Looks like they can go down 1.5 inches as well as the back. We can hopefully get 1 inch out of that and get it a little bit lower. If it's not sitting low enough, we're probably going to have to yard out the electric sliders and put some manual ones on it, just because the electric ones take up quite a bit of room. Well guys, I found the rust in the Toyota. The floorboard over here on the driver's side is pretty rusted out, as you can see all around the cab mount there. And then a little bit more over in there. You can see they tried to do a patch panel. So that semi-worked, but we need to adjust this so we're not getting water in the cab. And at the moment, I don't want to worry about cutting this out to put a new floor pan in. So what we're probably going to do is I got some JB Weld, the putty stuff, and we're going to stick that around here in some of the spots to hopefully bond it together a little bit better. And then we're going to use Flex Seal across the whole bottom. And then down the road, when we tear this back apart and we want to change it and fix it correctly, we'll just rip that out and put a new floor pan in it. So for now, we're going to try this, see how it does. Should work just fine. All right, well, I guess that's kind of as good as we're going to get with the JB Weld. It's all hardened now. Definitely would like to redo this down the road and cut this out and put an actual floor pan in it. But for now, we're just trying to get it all sealed up and a little bit more rigid. It seems just fine at the moment. So what we're going to do is kind of clean this up a little bit more and throw some Flex Seal on it across this whole front area here. All right, so jumping forward here a little bit, we have the seat brackets mocked up in this thing. We are going to use the power seat brackets. They should work fine for what I want to do at the moment. But what we got going on is over here you can see I have a piece that goes over to the bolt and then a piece of metal that runs all the way across to another piece just like this. So that setup just like that was a little bit too tall, so what we did is we cut that and it comes down here on the side of the bracket, and then over here it is just notched so this can sit as low as it can. That gives it a little bit lower seating position in the back part, and it's fine in the front because I want that to have good leg support, so that brings it up there. So since this side is done, what we're going to do is get that chopped up, and we'll set the seats back in here and see how they look. But so far, they're sitting right about where I want them. I wouldn't mind having them a little bit lower, but we can address that later. So you can see a little bit better now that this is out exactly what I did. These are the factory brackets that were on this. I ground those down so they're nice and smooth. We got our crossbar of metal here that ties these two foots together that bolt on the back side of the seat. Got a little tab that sits on the flat for the front, and then a little tab that goes around to the front factory bolt. This spot, I did have to drill a new hole. No big deal, it fits nice and good where that is at. So what we're going to do is chop this off so it will mount to the side of the OEM frame rail. And then this will all get chopped so this OEM frame rail sits as low as it can in this foot. So this is what we're working with so far with the seats installed. They're a little bit taller than most people would like, but I'm fairly short, so I fit fine in this. I would, however, like to get these a little bit lower down the road, so I'll probably have to modify the seat unless I end up changing and going with a different style seat. But I really like these, they're comfortable. So I'm able, this is kind of my relaxed driving state if I'm cruising on the highway for a long period of time. And then when I'm wheeling, I'll end up having the back more straight and the seat sitting a little bit lower. But I can see out the window nice and good, which is one of the big benefits, so you can see the tires when wheeling. Got them both mounted up in here. We have just enough room here in the center to put a small center console once we get to it. And then all the shifting is good. A little bit close to the seat right there, but should work just fine. Seats are officially done and installed. Got everything put on as well as the trim. Power's hooked up. Got our adjustments. Eventually we're gonna make these things lower, but they're working just fine at the moment. As you can see, the back is basically all the way against the wall, but they're working good. I went and test drove them and went for quite a bit of a drive with them. They are very comfortable. Glad I went with the Grand Cherokee seats. It would be nice, again, to have them a little bit lower, but for now, it'll work just fine. It's temporarily permanent, as they would say. Anyways, that is going to be it for this video. Make sure you stay tuned for the next video on the Toyota build, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.